up, everybody? It's HBT with the Straight Up Wrestling Show. Guys, wow, what in the world did I just do? Give me just a moment, guys. I'm still here. Sorry about that. The technical difficulties, guys. As I started this thing, everything just went a little haywire, man, or whatever. So, I just went ahead and looped the music until I came in, guys. But welcome to the Straight Up Wrestling Show, guys. And I'm here tonight, man. I'm just coming on tonight, just talk about a few things. Ray Underwood is in the house. What's up, Ray Underwood, man? I'm gonna talk about establishing the stars, man, and talk about AEW. Is AEW doing a good job trying to establish stars? Is WWE, how are they establishing stars? Guys, we know they have established stars for years, done a great job. Vince McMahon, say what you want to say about him. The guy established stars for years. So that's one thing I want to talk about is establishing stars, man. The star power in wrestling. Now, in the wrestling circles, I say not AEW, but WWE, as far as the wrestling circle. And when I'm talking about wrestling circle, I'm talking about the establishment of fans that they have now, the niche group of fans that wrestling has now. WWE has cornered that. They are very good at doing that. So, hey, man, what else can you say about that? I cannot sit here and harp on them and say they're not doing a good job as far as the wrestling public, as far as serving the wrestling public with stardom, as far as putting out wrestlers and serving them with wrestlers with star power. I can't say that's not happening. But when it comes to wrestling, star power needs to go up and beyond. It needs to go past. That element of the fans, the fans that you already have in attendance, the fans that buy your merchandise, the fans that go out to the arenas to see your matches, the fans that watch your matches on TV. It needs to go outside of that. What we have now, we have a fan base. We have wrestling fans that only talk to wrestling fans. Even though we have a big worldwide web and everything, they put out these videos and all that. But wrestling is pretty much confined. It's basically confined to the wrestling fans. No ends, ands, or buts about that. It's all about the fans that's already out there. That's the reason that you're not having any growth. You don't see any growth with WWE and AEW. Really, neither one of them are growing at all. They are pretty much taking from each other. Actually, AEW got their fans from WWE, the WWE haters, pretty much, when it boils down to it. And then you have AEW fans who have gotten established over that 4 years, and they hate everything WWE. And you got WWE fans who will not turn on AEW because they hate AEW. And you just got some who just want to rebel and just want to watch NWA Power, and or they want to watch Impact, man. And that's cool too. And then you got some that's just on the independent scene. But here on the independent scene, we have that same thing. We have a niche core of fans, and pretty much they send around pretty much video to each other. And that's what it is. That's what it boils down to it. Establishing stars, man. And when I was growing up, as far as in wrestling, it doesn't matter if you had a territory or if, it was kind of big like WWE and Jim Crockett Promotions, which had some good size to it. These territories had to establish stars. They established stars so good that those stars, their star power went up and above the promotion. It went outside of the promotion. Even if it was a smaller promotion, their stardom was able to be big enough to where it got on a wrestling magazine, man. And that's what I put as my thumbnail. I put a picture from the wrestling magazines, this Wrestling Superstars here, guys. I went ahead and put something there. And these right here, and this got tag teams here, Wrestling Superstars, to talk about dream match tag teams. And these guys were stars. And it didn't matter if they was in a promotion or they was in the big time. Very important, man, to establish that star. Hey, which ones out here are establishing the stars? Like I said, AEW been around for 4 years. Are they establishing a star? Are they establishing a star, or are they establishing stars? That's one thing we have to see. Or just the stars that came from WWE over in AEW now, or they are the ones that's the stars, and AEW is not establishing stars on their own. So that's what we have to look at right here in this in this episode. And man, let's look at WWE. And as far as them establishing stars, have they been able to establish stars that's going to go up and beyond the sport of professional wrestling, go outside of professional wrestling? That's what we're going to talk about. All right, Ray Underwood, WWE had the wrestling world to themselves for years because Vince took away the other wrestling businesses, so it was easy to make and establish stars. Exactly, Ray. And you know what? And when it boils down to it, it kind of backfired on him a little bit, man. I mean, of course, he pretty much took everything within himself, and pretty much everything got, he established everything within his own company. But when it boils down to it, man, it kind of like it was selfish to the rest of the wrestling business, to guys that was coming into wrestling, couldn't go out there and make a living like wrestlers did back in the day out here. I'm not gonna say independent, but out here in the regional, in the regional territories. Man, these guys was able to make a living, even if they was jobbers. They was able to make a living. They was able to send home money or whatever, even though a lot of these guys, the majority of them blew their money, man. But a lot of these guys were able to send home money to their families and everything like that. Their wives was able to take care of themselves and able to take care of the children while these guys was out there working. They might have not had no money after they retired or whatever because they pretty much squandered their money, but it actually happened. These guys was able to buy houses and buy cars for their families. So, Vince McMahon, when he came in and did that, it wasn't just Vince McMahon. I'm gonna go ahead and put some on. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on Jim Crockett too. When they came in and they done that, monopolized the business. They hurt the business in that aspect. But when you do something like that, and this is a podcast that I've been talking to Chris that I'm gonna do. When you do something like that, when you come in and do certain things, what Vince McMahon did, he pretty much put it out here. Look, I'm gonna make wrestling great. It's going to be just about me. It's going to be about my organization. Wrestling's going to be great. You're going to get to see all the superstars. And, he put all that weight on his shoulders. So he basically was saying, hey, I'm going to put out a great product to where you're not even going to think about those old, all that stuff that was going on your local TV or whatever. I'm going to put out this great product. And, we're just going to be one big league. We're going to be the NFL of wrestling. That's what he did. And, man, for the most part, how much of it did we get? How much of it did we get? We did get established superstars. There was a lot of superstars that he established. And I'm talking about beyond Hulk Hogan. Okay, let's look at when Hulk Hogan was around. We had WCW. We had, we still had some of the territories going on. Then the territories died. So we just ended up having Jim Crockett Promotions. And we had WWE, and then Jim Crockett sold to Ted Turner, and then you had WCW. So you had WWE and WCW. WCW was small compared to WWE, but it was still a major. But when you did that, you decided, hey, this is the play that we're gonna make, and these two right here has got to be great. Wrestling is not gonna be, like Memphis used to be. Back in Memphis, that at the Memphis Coliseum and Louisville Gardens, every single week you saw wrestling. Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling in Greensboro, Charlotte, North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina. You saw wrestling every single week. Columbia, South Carolina, you saw it every week. Virginia, you saw Mid-Atlantic or Jim Crockett Promotions every single week. That all died down, man. It all died that we did not get to see our wrestling, big-time wrestling in Detroit. You didn't get to see that every week, So, these promotions, man, the local areas did not get to see their favorites week in and week out. We was relegated to you either like the WWE or WWF at that time, or you like WCW. And so these guys, by doing that, is saying, okay, our product is so good and it's so superior that this is what you're gonna want to see. And we have established stars. Yes, both companies had a lot of established stars, and they continue to have established stars. Now, WCW, I will say, WCW had a great roster going in as Ted Turner when he bought that company. Man, they already had great talent. Outstanding talent. The best talent in the business Jim Crockett had, in my opinion. And WWE, of course, had some great talent up there too, which they pulled from every single one of these territories that was building up. WWE pulled their talent from there, but they had great talent. And over the years, I say in the 90s, even when it got weaker between like 92 and 96, 92, 95 to 95, when wrestling got weak and really wasn't doing anything, when wrestling was getting hurt. It was hurt by certain scandals, steroid scandals, and things like that. You know, WWE was still able to establish stars. WCW was establishing stars. So do we have that kind of stardom being created now in the wrestling world, or are we looking at these companies trying to establish all kind of stars, everybody as a star, and seeing what guy will stick or what tag team is gonna stick? And man, I think a lot of things I think we have a lot of anxiety within the sport. And I think when somebody, like Tony Khan, if he sees something not working, he tries to run to the next thing. And I think Vince McMahon kind of started playing to the crowd with social media and all this stuff out there, and everybody talking and running their mouths and all that. Stars came through, and hey, if it didn't work out real quick, Vince McMahon went running to the next thing, and it messed up a star that was getting established. So, man, it's crazy, because if you can't establish that star and make that star mainstream, I'm talking about mainstream within your niche crowd, very strong, that star is not going to be able to develop to where they're going to be able to get out to the crowd, get out to the casual fan, or get out into the general public. It's just not going to happen. So when it comes down to it, both companies, are they establishing major stars? Now, major stars in wrestling, WWE, I got to give it to them. They're doing a great job at that. AEW, to some point, they are. But are they creating major stars? Guys that deserve to be, and that's what I'm talking about, deserve to be major stars, deserve to be out here in the mainstream, and to be seen as a world champion wrestler, as a great wrestler. You don't have to be the world champion. You can, Dusty Rhodes wasn't always the world champion, but he was recognized, he was known. Randy Savage wasn't always the world champion. He was recognized, he was known. So, Ricky Steamboat wasn't always the world champion, but he was recognized and he was known. Roddy Piper wasn't always the world champion, but he was recognized, he was known. He had that fame, and he had that fame among the general public. Is wrestling able to, is wrestling building characters toward that, or are they building superstars toward that? And right now, man, I say no. I say no. And the closest one I will say is Roman Reigns. All right, Ray Underwood. Okay, yeah, I read that one. Okay, appreciate it. Let me see, man, guys. I'm just trying to pay attention to what I got going on. Christopher Burton is watching. And what's up, Mr. Christopher Burton? You watching, but you ain't saying nothing. You ain't saying nothing. All right. But, guys, yeah, I'm just going to keep rolling on. Man, Christopher Burton, I thought you would be in the bed, man. This guy got off work telling me he all sleepy, he all tired and everything. So I didn't think he would be up, man, but look like he's up. Hey, he's watching, man. The guy, dude, if you ain't in your pajamas, you need to come on. You need to come on and talk, get into this conversation with me. But, hey, we need some content, man. So I definitely came on. Always got something to say. Been stifled a little bit, guys, because, look, like I said, man, hey, I've been producing music the last few days, and I'm just all over that right now. And, hey, man, let's just talk about wrestling a little bit, what we saw. I forgot about AEW Collision yesterday, guys. I would have came on live for AEW Collision, but I definitely forgot about it. I don't know if Chris remembered that it was on or whatever, but when Chris got off, we didn't even talk about it, man. I actually forgot about it, and maybe because, hey, Dynamite, we watched Dynamite Wednesday night. Dynamite was horrible, and I could say one thing. I will say one thing about AEW Dynamite Wednesday night. Tony Khan, never do that again. Tony Khan, I don't want to ever see that again. Don't do it. We cannot have that, man. That was horrible. We cannot have that, Tony Khan. But, hey, and we did watch Rampage, but for some reason I forgot all about Collision. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to watch Collision probably early in the morning or something like that, before, before church, after church, whatever, if I go to church. But, hey, my wife is going to work, so I don't know if I'm going to go, but I might do that, me and my son. But I definitely will be watching AEW Collision, and I will come on. I will report on that. I see our girl Tatiana reported on that. But, man, yeah, Tony Khan, all I can say, don't do that again. What you did was not good. He has this big show coming up, has this huge show coming up in London. And speaking of huge shows, this Friday night, man, 122 Builders Court, Boiling Springs, South Carolina, Chris and I will be going to a big show for our man Danny Paris, our commentary partner, Danny Paris. We will be doing that indie show this Friday night, and Saturday night we probably go. I think we're gonna be going to 3 Count Pro Wrestling, but 122 Builders Court, Bowling Springs, South Carolina, Friday night at 7 p.m. Christopher Burton and HBT will be in the house with a lot of famous guys, man, here on the independent scene. And who else knows? Danny Paris knew a lot of guys that was famous in the industry. Pretty much commentated everybody's matches, man, from Lex Luger, Ricky Morton on down to a whole bunch of different superstars, man, all the way down to Baron, Von Raschke, Ivan Koloff, so many Ox Baker, so many different people that he knew and commentated for. So who knows who would show up at this show? But man, there's a lot of guys I heard that's supposed to be out here and pretty much to show their condolences for my man Danny Paris. And Chris and I, man, we're gonna do something for Danny Paris, man. The Danny Cam, that's our boy and everything, man. And we called a lot of matches in the last 2 years with my man Danny Paris. But guys, man, yeah, we got AEW All In coming up this weekend. I don't know the card, so I'm not familiar with the whole card. A lot of things have not really got ironed out, but they definitely have to be ironed out. But so this weekend, we do have All Out. But man, speaking of established stars, guys, we're going to talk about some established stars. We're going to talk about the big one. We're going to talk about WWE. And I'm talking about, since Chris and I, 2 years, man. We still haven't done our anniversary show, 2 years since last month. So we definitely got to do our anniversary show. 2 years, this thing's been going on, guys. So we definitely got to talk about that. But I want to talk about what's been going on for 2 years, man, since we've been watching it, since the Straight Up Wrestling Show have been online, man, have been in your ear. I want to talk about the stars that I've seen, the guys that's been established as stars in wrestling. I'm not talking about being established as stars outside of wrestling, because that's not happening, guys. It's definitely not happening. All right. Ray Underwood, Crockett Promotions had Bad Leroy Brown. Yes, they had Bad Leroy Brown. Bad Leroy Brown. Ray Candyman had a lot of these guys, man. No ins, ands, or buts about it. All right, my man Victor Ganfisto. What's up, Harry? What's up, Victor Ganfisto? Ray Underwood, Crockett sold his show for $9 million to Ted Turner. Then Ted sold WCW to WWE for $2.5 million. Yeah, that was real bad, man. That was real bad. Okay, all right. Victor Ganfisto, Harry can't wait for NXT Heatwave this Tuesday. That should be outstanding. Can't wait for it either. West versus Mello and East and etc. Yes, so that right there should be a very good match, man. I most definitely look forward to that. These guys gonna knock down, drag down. This is gonna be great. And you talking about two guys establishing themselves as stars in the business, in the wrestling business. These guys are doing it. Mello definitely has went a little bit farther, because he's been, pretty much taken to the major brands and put on that show. I think, he's been on SmackDown a few times, two, 3 times, a few times, and he has been established. He's getting himself established. So he is making a huge name for himself in wrestling, guys. In wrestling. And I'm talking about the wrestling circle, guys. Let's be straight up about that. All right, my man Drew Allen in the house. Drew says NXT has something that AEW don't have. Performance Center. NXT is Building Stars by Shawn Michaels. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Definitely Drew Allen. And they building stars, and these stars are getting their props outside of NXT on the main roster, and that is good, man. That is real good. But let's see what WWE does to move them to the next level. And I hear, okay, WWE is negotiating. They are talking to ESPN. ESPN want the WWE. Make no mistakes about it, guys. ESPN do want the WWE. They want the WWE because WWE will only be worth, like, I think, they can get that for like $300 million a year. And, they having problems with the NBA, which they're paying like $2.6 billion or whatever, but they can get the WWE for a lot less, but they are going to have to keep the NBA. There's no ins, ands, and buts about it. They really don't have the money. ESPN is bleeding money. Disney is bleeding money. ESPN is up for sale. Apple, Crapple, whatever Chris want to call it. What I have, the iPhone, iMac, whatever you want to call it. Apple, $1 billion company or $1 trillion company. Apple has offered to buy. They are offering to buy the whole thing. Disney, Disney and ESPN sent out some things and wanted the NBA and NFL to buy into it, man, to help them out. They didn't want to sell the thing outright, but they was wanting to sell parts of it to be part of ESPN. But man, Apple has come in and Apple talking about buying the whole thing. Now, Apple buys the whole thing. I don't know if ESPN is going to want, if Apple will want ESPN involved with WWE. So, man, WWE going to ESPN. I don't know if it'd be good for us, the consumers, or not. You know, if they go to ESPN now, I know ESPN is going to get everything they can, every dollar they can from the WWE fans. So if if they able to get them, then the pay-per-views and all that stuff might go back to a for sale thing, because we know ESPN, even though they do have some of their pay-per-view boxing on their little $5 little app thing or whatever, they charge for these big fights, man, $49, $59, $69. Will they go back to charging for the WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and things like that? Will they go back to doing that? I have no clue. If they get this thing from Peacock or whatever ESPN would do, that's a wait and see. Hopefully ESPN, I hope that don't happen, guys. I really don't. I would like to see them on ESPN, but man, I don't know what's going to happen there. But man, you talk about somebody that can, if Apple gets it, can take it into the next stratosphere, they definitely can. ESPN cannot do for WWE what they could have done for them back in the day, in my opinion. There's no way. A lot of people don't watch ESPN no more, man. It's just, the need in the market for it is not as big as it used to be. NBA got its own network. NFL has its own network. MLB has its own network. Fox now, Fox Sports is, Fox Sports. What is it? Fox Sports. What do they call that? Fox FS1, I know, Fox One or whatever. Fox Sports is in more households now than ESPN, even though ESPN is bigger, still bigger, But hey, ESPN has a ways to go, man. They have got to change their ways. A lot of people have lost their jobs over the last 4 or 5 years from ESPN. A lot of major talent. So ESPN got to get it back together. ESPN got to stop talking about, hey, hey, I don't know what guys in the politics, who's in or who's not, but they talk about things outside of sports. That was a big mistake. Guys, if you want to talk about things, man, outside of sports, talk about music, talk about TV shows, talk about things, fun things that people want to hear about. Don't get on there and talk about politics. Don't get on there and talk about politics and talk about and call people racist and all that other stuff, man, because they alienated a whole big segment of their audience, and a lot of people just start cutting the cord. I don't want ESPN no more. I don't want ESPN. And ESPN used to go into households. Anybody that got cable used to automatically go in their household. People start cutting the cord, man. And so it's just flat out crazy. And the people that have it, they don't watch ESPN. I know I don't watch it. I hardly ever watch it. It's not because of what they say on there. It's because ESPN, it's just crappy, man. It's not good like it used to be. Used to love watching ESPN. It's not like that no more, unless I'm watching a live game or something like that. All right, Drew Allen is in the house. What's up, my man, Drew? Drew says, "Sup, Harry." All right, Drew Allen, Gable versus Gunther for IC title on Raw. Holy smoke, tomorrow. Yeah, that's gonna be great, Drew, no doubt. Drew Allen says possibly Drew turn heel. He could, man. He could. I wouldn't be shocked. Drew Allen is crazy. We in boom period of wrestling, laugh out loud. Man, that's what everybody say. We in the boom period for wrestling. We're in the boom period because there's all kind of wrestling out there. We in the boom period because there's wrestling on every day, basically every day. You have you got Monday Night Raw. You got NXT Tuesday night. Wednesday night, you got AEW Dynamite. Thursday night, you got Impact Wrestling. Friday night, you got SmackDown and Rampage. Saturday night, you got AEW Collision. And on Sunday, you got Wild Women of Wrestling or something like that. Because I record it all the time. I never see it, man. I've been wanting to see it. But you got wrestling on every day of the week. Then you got hundreds and thousands probably of indies everywhere, man. There's probably 20 in my doggone in a 30-mile zone around my house, man. There's so many different ones. Man, Chris done been to. And, we know so many independent wrestlers and wrestlers that used to wrestle that me and Chris have interviewed, have talked to, and things like that, and commentated their matches. So you have a lot of that. So, yeah, wrestling's in a boom period, but that boom period is only extending to a wrestling family, a little small wrestling conglomerate. And it's not the same wrestling conglomerate that it was, man, back in 1996 to 1999. It's not that same conglomerate of fans. It's not the wrestling fans, a whole bunch of cool fans, along with, and I'm not saying my fans are not cool, because everybody straight a wrestling show is cool. But right now you got a lot of fans, man, that just, hey, just stay, and that's all they into. They into wrestling. It's kind of like a group of fans that's just into NASCAR, that's just into golf. That's the kind of fans that we have in wrestling now, man. Straight up. Let's see. All right, Marcus Brown, what's up, my brother? Marcus says, Harry, salute, brother. What's up, Marcus? Marcus, Harry, did you hear the ridiculous take Tony, the cocaine addict, said? Now he says Sting AEW run is the greatest run of his whole career. Woo! Woo! I did see a podcaster, man, that I like a lot, who was talking about that today. I was wondering why he was talking about that. I was like, what is he talking about? And so Tony Khan actually said that. Man, whoa. That is the most delusional thing I've heard all year. I was just as much as delusional as him thinking, that booking Wednesday, thinking that was a good idea. That, that statement goes over that, man. That is very delusional. Diminishing his WCW and Impact, the amount of coke he sniffs us is crazy. Look, man, for him to say something like that, yeah, he's got, man, Tony, wow. And look, I started liking Tony a lot better because, like I said, a few weeks ago, me and Chris, when we was at that show in Greenville, this man stayed the whole night. We was there from 7:30 to 12:21. Tony Khan was in that building, came out, and he stayed there for Ring of Honor. He stayed the whole night. I wish we could have got to talk to him, interview him, or whatever, talk to him. So I have a lot more respect for him. But for him to say something stupid like that, man, because I would tell him to his face, man, that's the dumbest thing you ever said, ever said. It's going to go down in history for him to say something like that, diminishing his WCW career. Man, the whole thing, everything that he done in, Jim Crockett Promotions, even before WCW, well, it was WCW then too, but every single thing, man, Sting just, everything he did in UWF, incredible, man, for him to say something really asinine like that. Wow. Victor Ganfisto, sup, Marcus? Get your comment in. Got your comment in, yeah. Get your comment in. Marcus Brown, Harry, what about Impact getting a deal with ESPN? Oh, they the ones got to deal with ESPN. WWE has so much respect for Impact that they should combine together. WWE even acknowledged Mickie James is Impact KO champion in the Women's Rumble 2022. Okay, so man, that's very interesting. And Impact, man, they will get some publicity off that. A lot of people got ESPN is, I think, still like in 52 million homes, or is it more? But yeah, that's going to help them out a lot, guys. You can go and watch it. If you ain't got it in your homes, you watch it all kind of places, man. If you ain't watching it at a friend's house, you watch it at a bar or whatever. So, yeah, that's definitely going to help them out. Victor Ganfisto, WrestleMania Mania tickets is already sold out, Harry, for 40. Wow. Wow, Victor. Incredible, man. Incredible. Marcus Brown, Victor Ganfisto, salute, brother. Be safe and enjoy the stream. Great to be here to talk to people who knows they stuff at the of the sport. Most of the Toxic Wrestling fans only been watching since 2017. Yeah, there's a lot of Toxic Wrestling fans out there, unfortunately. Victor Ganfisto, Ed Collision, that is a really good show lately. Man, look, Victor's been pretty good. But every single episode I've seen has got to be 3.5 is the highest I can give it. 3 to 3.5. It's a C show. It's a C+ show. And, with NFL starting back and all this stuff, football and everything that's coming up, man, they better make it an A show. It better be an A+ show. That show needs to be better than Nitro. I'm sorry to say. And I don't know if they can get it up there, but they've been trying, man. And they doing a great job. Anybody that's listening to this, any AEW fan coming, hey, big ups to AEW, because AEW Collision is rocking, man. That is a great show. It's a good show. I'm not going to say it's a great show. It's a good show. And they need to continue to be consistent in doing what they're doing. But it has to get better. It has to be better. It has to be spectacular. They're spending money on it. It looks different, but it has to be better than what it is. All right. Victor says, no problem, Marcus. Thanks. And I'm in the house. Drink some water. Laugh out loud. Victor Gamfisto, that's good. I support the people who's in the nation because it tells me they want wrestling to thrive. This is what the channel adds to the community. No doubt about it, man. We want everybody out there to survive, man. NWA Power, I want them to survive. I want them to get their thing together and be just as strong as, Impact, just as strong as AEW Dynamite, and AEW Dynamite, Collision, or whatever AEW is putting out here. Ring of Honor, needs to be separate. It needs to be separate from Dynamite, Collision, and all that. They need to separate that brand. But I can understand it still being under AEW rules, but they need to separate the brand. And WWE, man, WWE, continue doing what you're doing, but get a little bit better. As much as sometimes we hark on AEW, WWE has a long way to go as far as establishing their stars. They got the stars already established, but establish a pattern. I'm talking about establish a ranking system or ratings, get these guys rated to where they're supposed to be, and have these guys consistent in those ratings week to week of where they're supposed to be, and not having them fall too far. So they definitely need to get that done. Dirk Benson says, "What's up, Harry? What's up, Dirk?" If Impact, Drew says, Impact and WWE combined together for ESPN, that'd be crazy. Moose in the WWE, Moose versus Lashley, Josh Alexander versus Seth, Cody Rhodes. I can see some go to NXT. I can too, Drew, but I don't know if that'll happen or whatever. WWE don't have to do that, and they know they don't have to do that. If they start dealing with Impact, some kind of way, I can see WWE making some kind of deal and take over Impact. I can see them doing that, man. Straight up. You start playing with the devil, man. The devil's gonna take you after a while. So it's just like, or saying, man, you playing with a boss. You playing with a boss. You playing with a gangster, and that's what WWE is. And WWE, a small company like that, they're gonna swallow up, man. That's all it is to it. They are gonna swallow that thing up, unless they just say, hey, we're just gonna be nice. But WWE, make no mistake. I think they do think competition is good, but make no mistake, Nick Khan, Vince McMahon, Endeavor, they want it all. Make no mistake. Dun, dun, dun. Give me just a second, guys. But all right, man, let's go ahead and talk about AEW here, guys. What stars are they establishing? What stars have they tried to establish the 2 years that I have been here? The hardest now, in my opinion, when me and Chris first started doing this thing, the people that they wanted to push the most, the guys that they pushed the most, and I'm talking about the two that they pushed the most, and that is the Young Bucks, those two brothers, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson. They was pushing those guys harder than anybody that I ever seen in the business. Did they succeed? Did they succeed in making those guys huge stars in wrestling for the first year? Yes, they did. I'm talking about huge stars in wrestling. I'm talking about the niche wrestling fans. Everybody in AEW knew who they was, and it expanded all the way over to the WWE fans. Even the fans that wasn't watching AEW, they knew who the Young Bucks was. So they definitely established that. So big ups to Tony Khan for being able to establish that. But the way they played these guys out, and I remember Chris loved these guys so much, the way Chris was acting sometimes like these guys was Midnight Express or the Rock and Roll Express. Did they establish them enough to where they got outside of AEW, outside of the fandom that we had in AEW and WWE, to where people was going to talk about them on the streets, to people going to talk to them, to casual fans about it? And I think they did to a certain point, but they did not get to the point. They didn't establish them strong enough to where they was able to get into the general public. Next, man, in AEW, the next biggest guy that I think they pushed, and they pushed like crazy, and he got out a lot to the mainstream because, man, of what he was doing in New Japan, what he's done across the world, collecting belts and everything like that. So I think he got even more popular. He was even more popular. That's Kenny Omega, but they pushed him to the moon. And these guys right here was EVs, so I can understand why they did it. They pushed all three of those guys to the moon, but was they able to successfully in the United States? Because once you establish them jokers, you establish wrestlers, if you can establish them in the mainstream in the United States, you got it. They're going to be established in the wrestling world worldwide. So, more people in England are going to hear about him, more people in Great Britain altogether, more people in Australia, more people in Belgium, more people over in South Africa, more people where they're watching wrestling. These guys are going to be established as bigger stars. So, but you got to get it to where it's cool in the United States for people to see that. Wrestling got to get back cool. So, in my opinion, that's where they failed. That's where they failed. There was a block. There's a wall that Tony Khan did not climb. Those three became major stars. The fourth major star, man, you ask me, Miro, for that first year. I ain't gonna say first year, first 8 or 9 months. Miro was being pushed like crazy. Now, was he being booked very good? No. But Miro, man, I know he got upset with the booking and everything. Miro just wanted to leave and all that. But Miro was being pushed like crazy. He had the TNT title and everything. But Miro was being pushed like a mother, man. Big time. That mother sucker not. That joker was being pushed like crazy. So Miro definitely got his flowers, man. He definitely got his props. But, hey, I'm not going to say he had the best opponents and everything wasn't lined up. That's one thing about it. Did you line up the right guys for these guys to get them established, to make them become legendary, like Sting, to make them become legendary, like Ric Flair, like Dusty Rhodes, like the Rock and Roll Express, like the Midnight Express? Rock and Roll Express was wrestling the Midnight Express. Rock and Roll Express was wrestling the Road Warriors. The Rock and Roll Express was wrestling Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. The Rock and Roll Express was wrestling the Nasty Boys. The Rock and Roll Express, was wrestling all kind of different teams, man, that established them, that took them to the next level. AEW, we didn't have those type of teams. Yes, you did. But you did not make these teams big enough for these guys to go and take on these guys. And they say, they taking on a big team. You had Private Party. You could have made those guys a big team. Not a huge team, but you could have made those a big team. You had Butcher and Blade. You could have made them a big team. But hey, you decided not to do it. The Acclaim, big team. The Gun Club, you could have made them big teams. You had a lot of established teams that you could have made great, and they could have been great opponents for the Young Bucks. But you decided to put them in matches week in and week out against Pac and Penta, and then you put them against some other people, and all they did was fly up and down, jump up and down, do acrobats, and yeah. A lot of talent and everything like that, but you did not put them in meaningful matches. I'm talking about meaningful matches week in, week out, or meaningful matches, in the big shows or whatever. You did not do that. You decided to, you let these guys play games, man, and they decided their own career. So Tony Khan, it is what it is. Now, Kenny Omega did everything he could inside AEW and outside of AEW to make him this huge star. It's just that he didn't get over, and I think he would have got over. It looked like he was getting over. He was doing things on Twitter, man. His name was getting out there. He's the guy I think that could have broke through. This is the guy that needs to have your title now. This is the guy that makes you major on the stage to compete with WWE. No ends, ands, or buts about that, my man. All right, Dirk Benson says, like how AEW took over Raw, Ring of Honor, Harry. Yes, no doubt. Same thing, man. Marcus Brown, Harry, the AEW fans so toxic that they think almost every year 1,000 wrestlers in the business to be AEW, even WWE lifers. Guarantee when Reigns lose and take his break, you will hear leaks is all elite. Of course. They think everybody's coming there, Marcus. No doubt. Ashton Springer, hey, Harry. What's up, Ashton, my man? Marcus Brown, Harry, what if KO left WWE and Cody stayed in AEW in 2022? This was a scenario. Okay, given an IG earlier, Cody leaving was TK's biggest error ever. He kept the company together. We never heard these issues with Cody. No, we didn't. Man, Cody was level head back there. And, he did not get the credit he deserved. And the fans, man, they did not respect Cody over there. So he definitely had to leave. But they definitely needed him to stay. But he should have turned heel while he was there. And turned heel, and then later on, maybe a year, 2 years later, man, Scout could have been huge, man. Huge. Probably bigger than what he is now, Marcus. I have no doubt about that. Me and Chris talked about all that. All right, years ago. I don't know what segment it was. Harry, Miro run in WWE was honestly better than his AEW run because he made Cena passed out. He had 2 dominant U.S. Championships reigns, and he was given numerous WWE and tag team title chances. Yeah. Miro's run in WWE was outstanding, man. There's no doubt. He was booked better over there, too. But then he started complaining about that. So, I'm just like, man. But yeah, Miro, wow. Okay. All right, guys. Let me just, okay, out the Miro, guys. Let's look at that. All right, guys, as you come in, guys, hey, go ahead and hit that like, share, that subscribe, man, hit that notification bell. If you're on YouTube, man, if you are on Twitch, you do the same thing that you do over here on YouTube. And if you're on Twitter, man, formerly known as X, that like, share, tweet, and retweet. Man, hey, join the Straight Up Wrestling Show on X. And, man, if you are on, well, follow if you're on X. If you're on Facebook, hit that like, share, join. Man, we definitely would like you to be part of the family, the Straight Up Wrestling family, man. We love all our brothers and sisters here on the Straight Up Wrestling family. Guys, appreciate each and every one of you guys joining me this late night, guys. All right, let me get back up here. All right, Ashton Springer, do you think Cody made the right decision to go to the WWF? Yeah, he made the right decision, Ashton, but it wouldn't have been a bad decision if he would have stayed over there at AEW. But would Tony sit back and let and watch Cody and let Cody do what Cody could have done? Cody could have made that company. Eventually, I think Cody could have made that company catch up. Eventually, they could have caught up. But Tony Khan, he's not smart enough to recognize. I hate to say that. He's not smart enough to recognize that type of talent, that he had somebody that brilliant sitting right beside him. He just did. And Cody Rhodes knows that it's going to take him a while before he establishes himself in the hierarchy of WWE to get up there to where he can do executive things there the way he was doing that in AEW. But hey, man, he could have done more in AEW. He really could have. All right. Okay, guys. But yeah, let's go ahead. So I got to Miro, man. So you had 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and talk about the next superstar that they really could have made into a big superstar. They really wasn't pushing him. Then they pushed him, like I say, in 2022, the summer of 2022, late 2022. Ricky Starks, man. When I first came in, Ricky Starks had a neck injury, still nursing that, and he's pretty much training people and doing things. But this guy could have been huge. You're talking about establishing a major superstar, could have been Ricky Starks. And I'm talking about Ricky Starks, man, before he started doing the Rock Annex and doing all these other different things. He don't have to do that. Ricky Starks, great in promos, great wrestler, somebody you can establish, somebody who has the acumen to build himself outside of the wrestling community is Ricky Starks. This guy can get to the casual fans and definitely would have made it out here to the mainstream. So Tony Khan, man, that's something that you let go. This guy can do it. Some of these guys are good enough and strong enough personalities where they can build themselves outside, man. They can get outside of the confines of the wrestling community if Tony Khan lets them do it. These guys got to let them do it. And you cannot have these guys losing, man. Once they lose on TV, then, like say, it's like, wow, then you have to reestablish them. And, man, you cannot do this when each week that they don't understand exactly what they want to do with them. And it's sad, man. It really is. All right, Marcus Harry, Cody soon will turn heel in WWE. I don't think so. I'm loving the idea of on him embracing the American Nightmare gimmick, and as WWE champion, he builds a stable with the Good Brothers because AJ Styles will retire. He probably will do that, Marcus. I can see that, but as far as him turning in WWE heel, no, I don't think that. I don't see that. Now, if he goes back to AEW, I think he will turn heel, but in WWE, no. He's WWE. He's WWE's darling, man. WWE's darling. There's no reason ever for him to turn heel in the WWE. None whatsoever now. Okay? So, no, I don't see that happening. Marcus, I definitely think he could have done it in AEW. He could have been like his dad, like the Outlaw, when his dad ran with Dick Murdoch, was a bad guy or whatever, and then become a good guy, man, and just amaze people. He could have been amazing by having a heel turn and having a heel turn for a couple years and then become this good guy and then pretty much clean up the mess going on in WWE with the heels destroying everything. He could have been huge, straight up. Ashton, what's up, man? Did it come down to money for Cody relationship? Could have. Cody wanted more money. Ashton, there ain't no doubt about it. He wanted more money. He wasn't getting what he wasn't getting what he thought he deserved. And if the other EVPs were making more money than him, I can understand. And look, they was being featured more than him. And some people can say they deserve more money than him at that time. But Cody Rhodes, we see what he actually brings to the table. And Cody Rhodes, he definitely deserved more, straight up. All right, Dirk Benson, you right, Harry. Cody not turning heel. WWE grooming him to be the next babyface. Cena retired, and Vince is happy. Cody is back. He's gonna show what Tony Khan messed up. Yes, he is. He definitely, he will never. He's not gonna turn there. All right. Dirk Benson, Vince went to Cody's house to discuss history. Yeah. He's the WWE darling, man. WWE darling. This guy's gonna be huge. And Vince, Vince at his old age, whatever, he said, I'm going out. Maybe there can be somebody big enough, bigger than the company again. And Cody Rhodes could be, when it boils down to it, Cody Rhodes can get up in that atmosphere of what Hulk Hogan was, man. Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Rock. He can get up in that. He could be bigger than Nature Boy Ric Flair. He could be that big. Cody has the world in front of him. He can be bigger than Roman. There's no ins and buts about it. And a lot of people might not know who Cody is as far as on the, in the general public, but you better believe the general public know who Dusty Rhodes is. They know that name. They know who he is. So believe me, when they hear that Cody Rhodes is the world champion, it's going to spark an interest among a lot of people. So that's very smart move on Vince McMahon, very smart move on WWE to do what they're doing with him. All right, Marcus Brown says, Harry, where the heck is Keith Lee and Warlow at? Tony Khan is booking cringe Jeff Hardy, Jeff Jarrett matches over these guys, and why isn't he bashed? Because WWE was bashed for using old guys. Why isn't he being bashed? Because WWE was bashed for using old glory over the younger talent. Exactly, Dirk. Not Dirk, but exactly Marcus. Marcus. Dirk Benson. It's in his documentary. Yeah. Okay. I still haven't seen that. Thanks, Dirk. I'm gonna watch that, man. When I get off here, I'm gonna watch that. Marcus Brown, Harry, if Cody doesn't turn heel, what you think about him being a badass babyface, WWE champion, sort of like what Reigns technically is now? He's no longer a full-blown heel. Marcus. Wow, guys. Oh, okay. My internet acting up or whatever. I can see that, Marcus, but I can't see the arrogance. It's not gonna go along with what he's doing. I can see the arrogance. man. I don't know what in the world my stream got messed up, guys. But yeah, my phone is acting up on me. So I'm gonna be on for just a few more minutes, man. I'm gonna stay on just a little while longer, guys, and I'm gonna go and continue this conversation tomorrow before Raw. But wow, man, wow, yeah, thing just messed up on me. But guys, I appreciate the ones who still staying here, sticking with me, man, because that was a little long delay right there. All right. Okay, but yeah, getting back to that, Marcus, what you were saying about Cody, acting heelish or whatever as the champion, being, arrogant, saying him being, on a Ric Flair type of persona, as the champion, even as a baby face, Ric Flair was kind of like that. But, I can't see that in Cody because Cody's got, he's a man of the people. He's going to be like his father, not a plumber type guy, but he's going to be a man of the people. Go out and kiss the babies and, hug young people and hug old ladies. And that's the type of person he is, man. That's the type of person he's going to portray. But still, he has that confidence in, his ability as a wrestler. So that's a good thing. All right, Ashton Springer, do you want LA Knight to win the U.S. title soon? Yes. He definitely need to win the U.S. title because he's establishing himself as a star. This one thing I will say about LA Knight, even though, like I said yesterday, the guy get on my flipping nerves. He really does, man. Hey, Chris loves him, and I know a lot of people on here, a lot of our fans love him. A lot of fans, the fans love this guy. I don't think he's a very talented wrestler. He's a little bit over a C-level wrestler at best, in my opinion, Ashton. But I know what this guy can do for the business, and I know that he can take wrestling outside of what we have now, outside of the realm now. This guy can get over with the casual fans. He can get over in the mainstream. So yes, I definitely would love to see him win that U.S. title belt. It actually will mean something, even though LA Knight, there's wrestlers more talented than LA Knight, in my opinion, that deserve that title. All right, Victor Ganfisto, Harry, what I will do with Keith Lee is sign the contract to leave Hunter. Will bring Lee home and laugh out loud. Yeah, Keith Lee needs to go. Keith Lee needs to go. It's gonna take some special people, man, to pretty much rise Keith Lee and put him on the pedestal that he needs to be to get to where he needs to go in wrestling. No ends and buts about it. Victor Ganfisto. Or if I was doing it, Harry, I love your idea. How about Keith Lee and Powerhouse Hobbs as a tag team and Mark Henry, the manager, on Collision, or Ricky Starks and New Power of Doom like Ron Simmons? Man, look, Victor, I do like the idea of Keith Lee and Powerhouse Hobbs as a tag team, but Mark Henry as the manager, no, I would not like that. Too much beef, man. Too much beef. Pretty much crowding into that camera. It's not gonna look good. It's just not. They won't look good as a unit, if you ask me. But Powerhouse Hobbs and Keith Lee as a tag team, I think will look pretty good. You can pretty much, if you want to put them, have a manager or whatever, have somebody, man, like that guy that's running around pretty much with Swerve Strickland. What is his name, man? Have him as the manager. Bring somebody in like that little Stokely Hathaway, Stokely Carmichael, or whatever you want to call him. Bring somebody in like him. Or, man, you can have somebody like Stone, Roderick, somebody like Stone or whatever over there in NXT come up and be their manager or something like that. But, yeah, it's other people out there that can manage that team. Even Arn Anderson can manage them. Paul Ellering, bring him back. Somebody like that. Bring them back and manage that team. Definitely not having Mark Henry there. Just wouldn't look good as a unit if you ask me. Ricky Starks could be their manager, no doubt about that, but he needs to wrestle. The New Power of Doom, like Ron Simmons or Ricky Starks, can join that team. Definitely will be a strong team. I definitely can dig that. Victor Ganfisto. All right. Yeah, Ashton Springer stream is frozen. Yeah, man, it's frozen. Not good at all. Yeah, Harry will be back. Yeah, Harry is back, man. And this phone, I have got to go see what's going on with my phone, guys, because it got hot, and I don't know why it is not hot in here. All right. All right. Marcus says, Harry, I hope you're all right, my brother. Yes, I am, Marcus. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm back here. Marcus says, Harry, I seen a clip that showed me Cody using a spike. Yeah, let me get on here, man. All right. Harry, I seen a clip that showed me Cody used a spike crossroads. He can honestly beat Reigns with this. He beat Nick Aldis and Kenny Omega in the Indies before AEW. and he used it in AEW. I want it. I hear you, Marcus Brown. He's going to beat Reigns. He's going to beat Roman for that title. But again, Fisto says, yeah, Harry, Drew Allen, like Hogan, 3 moves, but still became an icon over with fans. Harry Stone Cold, like LA Knight. Yeah. And, the whole thing about Stone Cold, man, the guy can actually wrestle. Well, let me look at this whole thing, man. Look like I'm doggone freezing a little bit. But you know what? Stone Cold can actually wrestle, but that's okay, man. Vince went ahead and took him and made him the kicking superstar. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm still here. But hold on. I'm just going to go and do something on my stream and see if I can get it coming in a little bit better, guys. Okay. But Steve Austin, before Steve Austin, you had stunning Steve Austin, excellent wrestler, great technical wrestler. Hey, the next coming to Ric Flair, man. That's what they was calling him. But hey, he went and became the kicking punches. Steve Austin became Stone Cold Steve Austin, and man, history was made. No ifs, ands, buts about it. All right, Marcus Brown, Harry, the Bianca and Charlotte odd duo team could work. They actually is entertaining as a team. It works also because it keeps Charlotte from the women's champion and it builds their character back up. Yeah, man, that's a great tag team. If they want to make them a permanent tag team, that's a great women's tag team. And you talking about building a women's tag team division, they could build a great women's tag team division around those two. I would love it. All right, Drew Allen, Prince, Nana, Harry, interesting. Yep, no doubt. Lee and Embassy, good point. Yeah. All right, Marcus Brown. Harry, I originally had Keith Lee dethroning Reigns late in 2021 because he took Reigns to the limit at the Survivor Series 2019 pay-per-view, but he was let go. I'm not shocked, Marcus, but yeah, he definitely strong enough and big enough to where he can do that. He could have been the man over there for at least a little while, straight up. All right. Drew Allen. Harry, your phone is hot because he was listening to old school music on the table while resting. Laugh out loud. I hear you, man. Hey, I play that thing all day long, playing music. I have that phone on all day, man, playing music and listening to other podcasts like Our Girl Tatiana and things like that, man. Keeping up with certain things in the world, guys. All right. All right, Dirk Benson, Harry, what will you do with Jake Hagar and Dynamite? Will you repackage him or let him keep him off TV? Man, I definitely would use Jake Hagar. And, I mean, this is, a big man who actually has some skill. You definitely could build with him and use him as something, man. This guy could be, this guy could develop into another Jake the Snake Roberts if you actually use him right. Man, of course, he'll never have Barry Windham's skill. But he definitely could develop like that and be something like a Barry Windham. He has the skill. He has skill, man. But I'm not gonna say he can never be that talented, but he definitely could be in that realm, man. Close to it. Okay. Ashton Springer said, "Do you think the Miz ever gets another title run, Intercontinental, U.S. maybe U.S. title run, maybe Intercontinental? Look, the Miz has it, man. Look, I know Chris, cringe at it or something like that. Some of our fans might not like it. Some of our friends here might not care about him anymore, man. But you're talking about somebody that's got the swag, somebody that's actually got it and knows how to use it, knows how to talk on the mic. When it boils down to it, he's the best. He's the best. I know LA Knight coming out there, LA Knight. Everybody saying LA Knight, let me talk to you. And things, he's just saying a few things, man. And, he's getting over. But when it boils down to it, somebody who can hold his own, somebody who can hold it down, somebody who has the swagger, and I'm talking about natural swagger that looks good, don't matter what he's doing. I know he dresses up in suits and everything. That guy has it, man. The Miz is cool as cool can be, and that's somebody, man, that can rock over to the mainstream and just keep everybody going. Too bad that he came along later in wrestling, but this guy could have been Ric Flair. He could have been the Rick if he came on in the late 90s or whatever, when wrestling was more in the mainstream. This guy could have been Nature Boy Ric Flair, guys. No, he could have been that type of dude and had those kind of promos, especially if it was those short, quick promos that like Ric Flair had. If he could have developed those things kind of like that, the guy had the look and everything. He still got the look and all that. He definitely could do a lot of work, man. He definitely could do a lot of things to help wrestling move over to the next level. You talk about a superstar that needs to be that's already created that can jump to the other side, man. is The Miz, straight up. And I know he's been on TV, man, Dancing with the Stars and all that stuff like that. So he is a name known outside of wrestling, but he can build wrestling and help people go back to watch wrestling if they make him a major superstar inside the wrestling zone. All right, man. Let's see. All right, Dirk Benson. WWE does it right. I wouldn't mind Charlotte and Bianca as a tag team, but turn into like what MJF and Adam Cole is doing, and another female can be good turn into a fashion Harry to Women Alliance. Okay, I got you, Dirk Benson. Bianca, Charlotte, and Jason Jane. Yes. All right, Marcus Brown. Harry, I seen Gunther saying he wants to go into WrestleMania 40 as IC champion. Honestly, if he does, I think Braun Breaker should dethrone him as he's the last person to pin him, third person overall. Yeah, Marcus. Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. It's time to put Braun Breaker, pretty much time to put him, man, into the spotlight. It's time for him to shine. They need to get it together with him. And I know one of our listeners, man, one of our family members who love that Joker to death, and you all know what I'm talking about. JL, man, would go flipping crazy. All right, Drew Allen, turn Jake Hagar into a UFC character like Ken Shamrock. Laugh out loud. That's what I would do. Drew, yeah, I would too. But one thing about Ken Shamrock, he was short, compact, and strong. And I think that fit him more. Now, he can be like a Dan Severn type guy. So, yeah, I can see him doing that too. All right, Marcus Brown, Drew McIntyre pinned Gunther at the 2019 Survivor Series. Dragunov made him tap out Gunther's spirit and pinned him last. Okay, yeah. Man, okay. But yeah, Gunther is something, man, he's something different. Man, Gunther, he needs to go in as that IC champion. Let him hold up that title for as long as he needs to, man. Really, truly. But Drew McIntyre, you got to have something for Drew. Drew got to have something, guys. He can't, you just can't have him languishing out there. And I know he's out there, he's making noise about it. But Dragunov, man, can come in and do some serious work. Put him on the main roster, do some serious work. Drew Allen, I never get tired when Miz comes on TV. Here's something that can talk, and I watch too. And look, Drew, I really don't like the guy. I couldn't stand him for a while there. But man, last two times I seen him on TV, I'm like, hey, that guy right there. He don't have to come out there and have some kind of little gimmicky type thing. And I hate to say about LA Knight, it's a quick gimmick, man. I give it 2 years. Everybody say LA Knight, everything. People are going to get tired of it. But The Miz, you can't get tired of The Miz. The Miz he's smart enough, he's good enough to continue to reinvent himself. The guy's intelligent. The guy is, like I said, the guy has it, man, straight up. All right, Samson Button, what's up? What's up, Harry? Who you think need a repackage in NXT in your opinion? To be repackaged in NXT, man. I'm about to call him Van Hammer. Von Wagner. I know they got him throwing people through tables right now and all that, but he needs to be repackaged. He really does. He needs to be in a tag team or something. You need to repackage him, make him more solid. But he needs to be repackaged. Dijak. Repackaged Dijak. I was going to say JD Madonna. He's not there no more. Harvey Arbonell. Repackage him. Hank and Tank. I'll say Hank Walker. I ain't going to say Tank, but Hank Walker. Repackage him. Make him like the Big Boss Man or something like that, man. This guy's awesome. A couple other guys you can repackage, man. Roxanne Perez. Repackage her. Definitely. A lot of people over in NXT you can repackage and make them great. Marcus Brown, Harry, I seen a post that said Gunther has basically been a champion for 99% of his whole WWE run. He's been a champion for basically 4 years outside of a few weeks as a non-NXT UK MR run. Well, he wasn't a champion in NXT here in the United States. And he was in NXT, 2-3 months or whatever. So, but I mean, still, most of his career with WWE, he's been a champ. I agree. Ashton Springer, what's your opinion on Dolph Ziggler? Do you think he's underrated or fairly rated? Lots of people, including himself, believe because he's great at selling that hurt him And his title runs. Ashton, Dolph is one of the best, man. One of the best. Dolph Ziggler, way underrated. Way underrated. But, man, they've done him wrong. Just put it that way. They've done him wrong. Dolph Ziggler should be a top 4 guy at all times. Top 4 to top 6 guy in WWE at all times. No matter which brand. He needs to be in the top 4 to 6 at all times. And I don't care how many years he's been with him, he needs to still be there. That you talk about a super talent. It's him. It's Gable. He's Gable, a bigger Gable. Excellent wrestler, man. Excellent competitor. Has it all, man. Has it all. All right, Samson Button. Harry, how you feel about a story where Miz get tired of LA Knight and then his tease, he bring a rookie with him like Austin Theory and Grayson Waller to help him. Man, look, I think if he goes out to LA Knight, he needs to battle him himself, even in a losing effort, before he brings Austin Theory back up, Grayson Waller to help him, battle him for 9 weeks, 10 weeks, and then maybe bring in Austin Theory. And I think that would be good. Grayson Waller, no. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory maybe needs to be in a tag team, but needs to be in a tag team by themselves. Maybe have The Miz as an associate of theirs, but they need to be off on their own. They do, those two. All right, Marcus Brown, Harry, honestly, if Gunther goes into WrestleMania 40 as IC champion, then Drew win the 2024 Chamber, go into WrestleMania 40 and defeat Seth Rollins, and then Priest can cash in Drew versus Priest feud. That will be good. That will be good, straight up. All right, Drew Allen, Baron Corbin talk about in an interview that he want to build a faction and have Von Wagner in there. Man, I can see that, but I can see those two as tag teams too, man. As a tag team, but I can see that. I can see that. All right, Marcus Brown, Harry, Roxanne Perez has sort of got a repackaged because she has shown more seriousness in a rivalry with Blair Davenport, who's actually talented. She looks like a hybrid of Soraya and Toni Storm. Yes, she does. She's doing really well, and it might break Booker's heart, but the girl needs to turn heel, man. Turn that girl heel, and then she can become a fan favorite again. Turn her heel, and, man, just make her not care about anything, just running over opponents. Use her skill 100% to dominate her opponents. Turn her heel, straight up. Jack Michael, Harry, you think Javier Bernal needs a repackage? Interesting. So what would you do with him, Harry? What type of character? Look, the guy is okay, man. He's okay. But, you turn him heel, and this guy could be a manager. You turn him heel, have him coming out in 3-piece suits or whatever, being a manager, interfering in matches, doing certain things in wrestling every now and then. Take this guy to a level to where he's more serious on the, building tag teams. Maybe this could be the guy who could build the tag team division. Get the Creed brothers over there, make those guys heels, and this guy would be a great manager for the Creed brothers. Not the Creed brothers, man. This guy could take a couple characters that's not really getting it done. Take somebody, man, that's fed up like Wes Lee, and take Wes Lee and put him with Axiom. Those guys become a heel tag team, just dominate people, man. Be like the Rock and Roll Express, quick, fast, lightning fast, quick, hard to hit. You know what I'm saying? Javier Bernal and him interfering in matches, man, and end up having to fight people, like the Midnight Express, having to be like a Jim Cornette type of dude, having to fight people sometime, but he's an actual wrestler and can wrestle. So you definitely can do a lot of things with Javier Bernal, man, straight up. You definitely can. Now, I'm not going to say he's one of these managers going to get out there and talk and do a whole bunch of things, but he definitely can represent tag teams, man. And he could be the next Lou Albano, have great tag teams one after the other. I think Javier Bernal can definitely do that because he's not going to get above that lower mid card level talent as far as his matches. He's not going to do it. Not in NXT. He might go to Impact and do it or whatever. But NXT have shown their hand, and at first it looked like he's going to be this big huge guy over there, straight up. Yeah, no doubt. All right. Okay. Jack Michael, Dijak needs a character that's interesting. You said that, Harry. Laugh out loud. Maybe Dijak needs to be a martial artist character. Could be, man. But hey, this guy needs to have a character change. To tell you the truth, man, he needs to get back with Mace. Him and Mace needs to be back together. The new skyscrapers. I don't say that over and over, but they definitely need to be the new skyscrapers. I definitely think they would be great. Hank and Boss Man character, that's a good one. Jack Michael says. Marcus Brown, Harry, I seen Natalia wants to build a stable with Roxanne Perez, Cora J, JC James. Would it be interesting? Honestly, I would think Roxanne, Cora, and Chelsea Green would work more. Yeah, that would work more. I agree there. Jack Michael, Harvey Arbonell, manager. Who though, Harry? Sorry, Harry. I wouldn't mind. I miss the days of manager. No doubt about that, man. No doubt. All right, man. Victor Ganfisto came in. Guys, I'm going to let you guys go, man. My stomach is hurting or whatever. I'm about to get in here, drink some aloe vera juice or something like that, soothe my stomach. Man, it's done started. It's been hurting for like the last 20 minutes. Started hurting. I don't know why. But Victor Ganfisto says, yeah, Harry, I don't have to use the bathroom or nothing, guys. So don't think that. But it's hurting, man. Drew Allen, like Hogan, 3 moves, but still becomes an icon. And over with the fans, Harry Stone could be like LA Knight. Yep. Marcus Brown, Harry. The Bianca and Charlotte Add duo team could work. They actually is entertaining as a team. Guys, I think I already did this. Let me get all the way down. Yeah, I already done said all these things here, man. Drew Allen says, fire, man, 4 firebombs. Thank you, my man. Drew Allen. Marcus Brown, Harry, do you agree Braun has the best spear in wrestling? He looks like Prime Goldberg. Yes. Hidden, it's he spears a person like a straight fast bullet. Yeah, man, this guy fast as lightning. Man, Braun Breaker, he has that 4.4 speed, man. He actually ran a 4.4 when he played football for what? Not Youngstown State? No, the school out of Georgia that he played for. And he was a fullback for the Baltimore Ravens for a year, but he has a legit 4.4 speed. The guy's quick, man. I think a 4.4, like he had like a 4.47 speed. The guy is fast as lightning. And for a guy that big to run that fast, that's incredible. That is incredible. So, and me and Chris, we saw him live. When we saw him live, we went in February, at NXT pay-per-view. The guy, man, when he wrestled, who's he wrestling? I think he wrestling Grayson Waller. Man, he speared him, couple spears that he hit him with, and him flying back and forth across that ring. I never seen nobody move that fast across the ring. And I've seen a lot of fast guys going across the ring. Very fast. The guy's super quick. Outstanding spear from Braun Breaker. All right. Let's see. I did see Scott Larson in the house. Hashtag Truth. Go join hashtag Truth, guys, over on YouTube, man. Hit that like, share, subscribe. Join my man, hashtag Truth, Scott Larson. What's up, Scott? Scott says, Harry, I believe The Miz is the best cowardly heel in the business. No ins, ands, or buts about it. One of a few who can totally control an audience immediately. No doubt about it. Scott. And the guy is not getting the props that he deserved. Man, The Miz is the man. He is the man. Whether people want to admit it or not, he is the man. And I don't care how good LA Knight is on the mic right now. He's got people enthralled. People are captured by him. And I know The Miz is old news, guys. He's been around a long time. And, right now he's not going to get people like that. So he needs to go out and maybe come back and do something a little bit different. And I guarantee you he will grab the fans, even if he had to do it as a fan favorite. Come back as a fan favorite and then turn and become a heel again. This guy, it can be done. It definitely can be done. All right. Marcus Brown, Harry, and every all right, y'all. All have a great night. I try to catch everyone here next time. Peace to everyone. Peace to you too, my man, Marcus Brown. Drew Allen, thanks, Harry. See you tomorrow. See all you guys tomorrow, man. I definitely got to get out of here. And like I said, man, I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about this. I'm going to have a part 2 to this. And because, like I said, I want to get into, we talked about these AEW stars. We talked about the Young Bucks being stars, man, and being, they got as big as they could in wrestling, in the wrestling realm, man, and Ring of Honor and AEW with the WWE fans, even though they never been in WWE. Kenny Omega the same way. All over the world, man, became this big, huge, giant guy in the realm of professional wrestling with the niche crowd of professional wrestling fans. Became huge. Miro, same thing. Who else did we talk about? Ricky Stark. So those four, that's 4, 5 people we talked about. It's 4, if you just say the Young Bucks as a collective. But, we talked about those 4 right there. So let's go ahead and continue on. Talk about some more people in AEW that could actually break out and can get past that. And which Tony Khan definitely could have done that within the past 2 years. That Straight Up Wrestling Show has been together, man, doing this thing. And we're gonna talk about the WWE stars that I have saw that should have broke out, man. That should be in the mainstream, but they're not. We're definitely gonna talk about that again tomorrow too. Appreciate everybody coming in. I see a lot of people still coming in here on YouTube, man. I appreciate that 100%. But guys, I am out of here because, like I said, I got to get some juice, man. Clean up this bed, man. Get ready, start getting ready for bed, whatever, man. But definitely, I will be on tomorrow, man. We're gonna rock this thing out. I'm gonna be on before Raw, and we're gonna be doing Raw tomorrow night. But we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Me and Chris will be here tomorrow night, man, to rock this thing out. So Marcus Brown says, Harry, before I sign off, what's y'all Instagram page? Straight _up _ wrestling _ show. Straight _ up _ wrestling _ show. That's our Instagram page. And yeah, we haven't really put anything on there, man, but we're gonna start putting stuff over there on that too. I'm having a hard time trying to connect it to my Facebook for some reason, but definitely go over there and check that out. Marcus Brown and Drew Allen says, thanks, Harry. See you tomorrow. Marcus Brown, see my man Marcus Brown, see my man Drew Allen, man, my man #Truth, Scott Larson in the house, Jack Michael. Guys, we will see each and every one of you guys, man, a little bit later on. I appreciate you guys coming on. It was a lot more. Samson Button came through. Ashton Springer come through. All right, Scotty, Miz, stupid phone. Miz, yeah, the Miz is the best Carly Hill. Yes. Drew Allen came through. All you guys that came through, man, I appreciate it. And happy birthday to my man Braden, who just celebrated his 14th birthday. You know, man's in high school now. He's in 9th grade, but he just celebrated his 14th birthday. Happy birthday to my man Braden, Rochester, man, one of our best, hey, one of our best family members on here. Definitely happy birthday to him. Victor Ganfisto was in the house. We appreciate you coming in, Victor. All right. But, man, I think we got everybody. I'm not sure. Dirk Benson came through. Let me see if I can get everybody. Okay. But, yeah, man, so happy birthday to him. And like I say, hey, man, check out all the members here that have a podcast, man. Our girl Tatiana, check her out, her reviews. Check out our man JL. He's been doing some things. I don't know if he's still doing it. But, guys, I definitely appreciate each and every one of you guys. Stay straight up. See you guys later, man. Peace.